Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I created this super glam wing liner, lashes and red lip look. If you like this look, make sure to give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let's jump into it. Ignore the hair will be fixed at the end, as you can see. Also, my skin's having a bit of a moment, it's having a bit of a mare. I don't know really what's going on. It's kind of like really pigmented at the bottom. I'm also due my period, so that's probably why. So I'm going to be starting with my brows today. Now I have been doing a different technique than usual. I saw a girl on Instagram or was it on TikTok? I think I saw it on TikTok do it. I'm actually going to leave her handle down below, but basically she used brow gel to fill in her brows instead of using like a pencil. So I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it. I'm just going to go in with the Westbourne Co brow soap. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by pushing up my brows with the brow soap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brown Pencil and line underneath my eyebrow with this pencil. I use the shade 3.5. Also, if you want to know, this top is from Zara. If I stand up and show you. Also, I've no tan on, so apologies for that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the brow pencil, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to line underneath my brow. And this is going to create the initial structure of the brow. I'm literally just drawing the line underneath both brows. So now what we're going to do is you're going to grab a coloured brow gel. So this is the Plouise Oh So Browtiful in the shade Hazelnut Latte. She got her brow gel like so. And she got a brush that you'd use to, you know, do your brows anyways. And she took the product from the brush and use this to create hair strokes. So what I like to do is I like to start in the center, especially with this brow gel because it's quite pigmented. So what I'm doing is I'm literally starting off with the middle with the product, and then when I have a lot less brow gel on my brush, I'm just going to start going through the front of my hair and creating some more brow hairs. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Plouise base. This is in the shade Rumour 2, and I am going to pick it up on a flat brush and carve underneath my eyes, as well as prepping my eyelids for shadow and liner. So yeah, I'm literally just prepping my eyes with the Plouise base and then carving out my brows. To get a few different type of Valentine's Day looks up, just because everyone kind of has different tastes when it comes to Valentine's Day. Some people want to go all out like that pink look that I did, and then some people wanted to go like classic kind of like sexy red lip winged liner type of look, which is today. And then other people, which is more like myself, kind of want to go for more soft glam. For anyone who isn't celebrating with their partner because of lockdown, or maybe because you're single, what are your plans for Valentine's Day? I know a lot of people are just gonna have a takeaway, have a bath and just chill, which I think is such a good idea, but I've got plans, and for once I'm the one making the plans and not Joseph. I kind of told him we really didn't have an option with who's planning what this year, because he went above and beyond last year. Like, I actually don't think I'd ever be able to beat anything he ever does. He's just good at planning. Okay, I've got the base on. Now this is where I am struggling, but obviously you would have already seen what I've done. I can't tell if I just want to go with a really, really crisp black liner with a maybe like a couple of browns in the crease, or do I go like a brown smudged out shadow liner? Regardless, I'm going to be putting browns in the crease, so I'll start with that and then I'll decide after. I think I'm going to go in with the shade sandy first. Again, this is the BPerfect Clientelle palette, and I'm going to take it on quite a big fluffy brush. This is the Blank Canvas E92. So I'm just dipping into that shade Sandy, and we're just going to literally run it through the crease. And I just want it to be like kind of messily thrown in there. We're not going for any type of shadow look today. It's more about the liner and the lips. Okay, so I've literally just popped that in the crease. Nothing too difficult. I'm just going to do it on the other side too. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do for shadow. I'm literally not going to put in anything else. But now I need to decide, do I want to do liquid liner or do I want to do shadow liner? Okay, I think I'm actually going to go for liquid liner, and then I'm going to do a brown liner in my soft glam on Sunday. And so I'm going to take the Morphe ink liner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the bottom of my lash line up, and then I'm going to do the same on the other eye. And then we're just going to drag it across our lid and we're going to fill it in. This liner is okay. It's not the best liner, but it's definitely not the worst liner I've tried either. It's black, it goes on well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my Garnier Micellar water and a Q-tip. I'm just going to run it along the edges and clean up any mistakes I've potentially made. But now we're going to move on to our base. So what I'm going to start off with is the Honey Jimmy Up Primer from NYX. Now, as you can see, I'm very much running out. And the only reason I kind of reached back for this was because I want to just get it out of my collection. I don't reach for it anymore. It's not something I really use much, but it is a really, really good primer. So I'm actually just going to rub this all in. This is a really sticky primer, and if you have it, you know that you do not need a lot of this at all. And then another new thing that I've been doing is I've been spraying my face with this. This is the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. And the reason I've been doing it is because the foundations that I have been using have been quite, well, one of them has been quite matte, and the other one, I don't know, a lot of people says it's a glowy foundation, but for some reason I don't find it glowy, but maybe it's because I don't use it with a beauty blender. The two foundations that I have been going in with are the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation in the shade 2 and the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Swan. Now, both of these are actually slightly too dark for me, and the top that I'm wearing, I'm gonna have to literally drag it down to my boobs, but it's fine. But I love these two paired together. So of course, as always, I just use a brush, but I literally just start moving it around my face and pressing it into my skin. Okay, so now that my foundation is on, I'm going to go into concealer, and I'm mixing two just like my foundations. I'm going to be mixing the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Marshmallow and the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. If you have not tried the Too Faced concealers, you really, really need to. I actually need a lighter shade in this concealer though. It's too dark for me, but I love how hydrating it is. Then my Tarte Shape Tape one, I love the colour of it, but it's too drying for me. And I'm just going to be using a Real Techniques setting brush. If you've not used these two concealers separately or together, you really, really need to. Especially, I'm going to say the Too Faced one more than anything. Oh, I absolutely love the Too Faced one. I think they've done such an amazing job. I just wish the Tarte Shape Tape was a little bit more hydrating. start, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like spread my brush and I'm just going to go right up next to it and sharpen it, because you don't want a gap between that, between the liner and where you've put the rest of the concealer. We're gonna keep going with our cream products, so we're gonna go in with cream contour now, and this is the Hoola Quickie contour stick. They only have one shade of this, but it blends out really easily. So I'm just gonna draw a little bit in, and I like to do it step by step just because I do find it dries quite quickly. And I'm going to take a blank canvas F84 and I'm just going to start working this all the way back into my hairline, and just like that it blends out so easily you wouldn't even know it's there. It's really creamy. Once it gets heated up on your skin, it actually makes such a difference. Like, I remember the first time I used it, because I actually used to see Shani Grimmond use it the whole time, and it used to just blend out effortlessly on her skin. When I first got it, it just did not look the same as she did, and then I realized it was because I hadn't warmed it on my skin prior. So there you go. And now I'm just going onto my cheekbones. So yeah, I'm literally just blending this up, and I do blend it into my hair. Obviously, if you have blonde hair, just be super careful doing so. Obviously, it's Valentine's Day. We're gonna want to keep it, you know, really pinky, really red. So I'm gonna go in with my Plouise base. This in the shade Winter Rose, and I'm gonna use that as blusher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop a little bit on the back of my hand. Like, that's probably way too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a duo fiber brush, because I found that this makes it a lot easier, and I'm literally just like buffing it from my hand onto the brush, and I'm just going to stipple it on my cheeks. And using a stippling brush is going to make the coverage way less than if I were to use like a buffing brush. And then for last step of our liquid products, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Spotlight, and it would help if I opened it up, and I'm just gonna start pressing a little bit on my cheeks, my nose, upper lip, chin, and kind of like just above my brows. I feel like these work best with your fingers rather than a brush. So then we're gonna go on to powder, and this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in the shade Sugar Cookie. If you are looking for an airbrush look and you are pale, this powder is the best powder ever. Just make sure your eyes are really hydrated before you go in with it, because it can be a little bit drying. Also, if you are more of a tanned or a deeper shade, she does do other shades that do complement it, but this is like her translucent one. But I do find even when I use it when I'm tanned, it does kind of like have like a white cast over it, so I only kind of really use it when I'm pale now. And I've had this for maybe like a year and a half, and it's still pretty much full. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap out my concealer, because obviously it would have creased while we were doing the other products. I'm just gonna grab a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH07. This is like my favorite powder brush of all time, and I'm just going to set my under eyes. So I'm just setting them with that powder, and I'm going in with little amounts at a time, so I'm not overpowering my face with powder, because that's when you start to get looking a bit cakey and a bit crusty. And then I'm just gonna set the middle of my forehead, my nose, because that's where makeup seems to not last as long, my chin, my upper lip, and like my smile line area. But I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Park Ave Princess palette. I'm gonna take the shade here, which is Princess Cut, and I'm gonna take this blank canvas F85. And if you have this palette, you know that this is so pigmented, so I like to go in with the smallest amount. And what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of only gonna keep it like literally in this area here. I'm not gonna bring it any more forward, and it's just to add a little bit more definition, because I feel like when you're paler it's quite hard to add definition into your face without you looking orange. So I'm literally just keeping it back here like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush, it's an old one, and I'm going to take that same Princess Cut shade and kind of just go along my nose. This is the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. I used to think this didn't work on me, but I'm gonna be honest, it was because I used to love a heavy-handed bronzer. Now I don't like it as much, but this is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna try it again today, and I'm gonna try it on kind of like a big fluffy brush. This is just a Beauty Bay brush. It's from their iconic brush set, and I'm gonna dab into it. As you can see, it does have flecks of gold and glitter, and it just makes that look beautiful. So I'm gonna just start working it into my skin very, very slowly. See, that's stunning. Yeah, see, I love that. I'm going to keep it to like this part of my face. I'm not going to put it underneath my chin or like on my nose, just because it is a glittery bronzer, like a shimmer bronzer. So I just feel like it'd be a bit much. Then of course I'm going to go in with more blusher, and I'm going to use the bronzer's little sister, and this is the Milani Baked Blusher in the shade Luminoso. You've probably heard about it a million times. As you know, I have a love-hate relationship with this, but I love it when I'm pale. So I'm going to go in with this, and I'm going to go in with a really light hand because I don't want too much blusher, because we have that Plouise base underneath. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Luminous Setting Spray and just set my face before I put on highlighter and before I put on mascara. I like to drown myself in it. It's so nice because I feel like you can put as much of that spray on as possible, and it's honestly not going to be too much. I'm gonna go with my highlighter, and I kind of want a highlighter that's like a glow from within, and I was gonna use the Illamasqua highlighter, but I feel like I've used that a lot, so I'm gonna go in with a one that I don't think I've used on camera. It's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Powder in the shade Moonstone. This is what it looks like. These are the minis, because I feel like the bigger ones are just way too big and you don't need a lot of product, so I always just get the minis of these. And I'm just going to take it on my highlighter brush. This is a blank canvas F28, and I'm just going to pop this on my cheeks. It's just a really, really beautiful kind of like glow from within type of highlighter, and I just think it just melts. I'm just going to take it on my nose, on my lip, inner corners of my eyes. I always try and match my highlighter on my inner corners on brow bone, just so they don't look too mismatched. Okay, so now I'm just going to smoke out my bottom lash line with that shade Sandy. I'm just going to take a Zoeva contour shader, and I'm just going to go into the shade Sandy and literally just blow it out. And then I'm going to tightline my eyes with this Morphe just pencil liner in the shade Darkroom. I'm just going to tightline my top lash line just to make it look a bit more thicker. And then to kind of make it a little bit more smoky, I'm going to go in with the Morphe liner in the shade Trendsetter and just pop it in my waterline. Okay, I'm going to quickly put on mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. Just to let you know, I'm going to be using the MyCultLashes in the shade, or in the style T01. They're just like a kind of like a winged out effect. Okay, my lashes are now stuck on. I'm gonna do my bottom lash mascara at the end, but now I'm gonna move on to lips. So while you're away, I was swatching 2 red lips that I have as options. The first one being MAC Russian Red. This is their matte lipstick. And then the second one being the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame lipstick as well. The Walk of No Shame is this one here, and Russian Red is at the bottom, and I can't tell which one I want to go for more. I'm more leaning towards the Charlotte Tilbury one, just because 1, I haven't used it. I've used the MAC one, but 2, I feel like the MAC one's a little bit too red. Like, it's more of a Christmas red than a Valentine's Day red. So I'm gonna go in with my MAC lip liner. This is in the shade Brick. And I'm just gonna start lining my lips. Now, lining your lips with a red lipstick is almost essential. It's gonna make sure that the lipstick doesn't bleed, and it's also gonna make sure that when you're applying your lipstick, you're gonna be able to stay within the lines. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Walk of No Shame. I'm just gonna pop on some bottom lash mascara. Okay, so this is the finished look. I'm just gonna quickly go do my hair and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so this is the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Super simple, super easy, really quick Valentine's Day look, and yeah, it looks like you spent about 4 hours doing it. Wing liner and a red lip, just, I don't know, it stands out so much, and on Valentine's Day I just think it's super sexy, super pretty, and especially if you've got like an all black outfit, or maybe like an all white outfit, it looked really good. Obviously you could like tie your hair back into a bun like I had, low ponytail, high ponytail, you know, pull a few pieces out. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below what kind of makeup look you are doing for Valentine's Day, if you're doing any, and what you are doing for Valentine's Day. Make sure to subscribe. We are on our way to 200, which I'm so happy about. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.